Hey everyone, welcome back to Southern Gal True Crime. I share missing persons, cold cases, true crime in the news, and more. Shakimia Pate, called Shy Shy by those who knew her, disappeared on the night of September 4th, 1998, as her older sister was preparing to go to a high school football game in Vienna, Georgia. LaSwanda Hickey, who was 17 years old at the time that Shy disappeared, says the plan was for me to bring her with me to the game. So, yeah, she was excited about going. But by the time that LaSwanda was ready to leave for the game, she could not find Shy, who had been playing outside. Before she disappeared, Shakimia was a happy child. The last school photo taken of her shows the third grader beaming at the camera with her long braids pulled to one side. Her mother, Veronica, says everybody loved her and she loved her school. Veronica said chronic asthma and kidney disease meant Shakima spent lots of time in the doctor's office and often had to miss class, but she did keep up with her schoolwork. On the morning of September 4th, 1998, Veronica had walked Shy to school. She told her that she loved her and that she would see her after she got home. And those parting words are burned into Veronica's memory. When school got out that afternoon, kicking off Labor Day weekend, Shakima headed home. She got ready for the high school football game that she was eager to go to with her sister. LaSwanda took a nap while Shakima went outside to play, which is something that children in that area did all the time. Veronica says of the neighborhood in Unadilla, which was around 1,600 residents in 1998. She says everybody knew everybody. Our kids, they went out riding bicycles, skating, everything that children of that age would do. At around 6 p.m., LaSwanda saw Shakima on a neighbor's front porch as she drove by to get gas. LaSwanda says, I want to say that she tried to flag me down. I'm not 100% sure if she tried to stop me or not, but I know that I did not stop. After getting gas, she came back to pick up Shy at the house where she last saw her, but Shy was nowhere to be seen. The neighbors told LaSwanda that Shakima had walked up the street, so LaSwanda drove up the street to look for Shy, but she did not see her. At the time, LaSwanda was a junior ROTC member. She helped bring out flags at high school football games. She needed to be at the game by 7:30, so she called her mom, who was not home yet. Veronica told LaSwanda that Shy was probably at a friend's house and that they would get her, quote, when we come back. When Veronica got home at around 7:45 p.m. and Shy still wasn't there, she started calling around to see if the girl, Shy, was at a friend's house, maybe. But no one knew where Shakimia was, and when she hadn't turned up by the time that LaSwanda got home from the game, Veronica called the Unadilla Police Department. Veronica says police told her that they needed to wait 24 hours after Shy was last seen before they could act. So the family and neighbors took it upon themselves to search for Shy that night, but it was to no avail. The next morning, which was around 14 hours after Shakima disappeared, Dooley County Sheriff's Office investigator Randy Lambert walked into the office and he was surprised when dispatch asked if the missing little girl in Unadilla was found. Inspector Lambert said, what little girl? And that's when we found out about it. And this was roughly mid morning the next day. In 1998, the Dooley County Sheriff's Office was one of two law enforcement agencies serving Unadilla, and Veronica had called the Unadilla Police Department the night before. So crucial hours of search time were already lost, so the Sheriff's Office had to play catch up. Local, state, and federal agencies were brought in to search for Shy. They started at the family's home and continued a house-to-house search in the neighborhood. Aerial and ground searches were conducted that weekend, and dogs and four-wheelers were used to look for her in fields and in woods, but there was no sign of her. Neighbors did report seeing Shakima the night she vanished, with one person reporting that Shy had ate a hot dog at her house, and others saying that they had spotted her outside alone. The last known sighting of Shy was around 8:30 p.m. around the intersection of Crumpler Avenue and West Street, which is about half a block from her home. A club called Roxy's was located across the street from where Shy lived. Investigator Lambert said, so it was a dangerous place. You could classify it as that, with the substance traffic and other crimes that took place at the club area. Besides operating as a nightclub, Roxy's also served as a pool parlor and a mom and pop store for people of all ages from around the neighborhood. LaSwanda says, we would always go to the store even when we were little kids. They sold things for kids like candy, chips, pickles, that kind of stuff. Lambert and others working on the case think that Shakimia probably would not have gone anywhere with someone she didn't know, which leads them to believe that she may have been taken by someone that she did know. For 2 years after Shy disappeared, a devastated Veronica slept by the unlocked front door of their home in case Shy walked in. Veronica told Dateline how she has managed to get by for all these years. She says, you just pray and ask God to teach you how to put one foot in front of the other, hold your head up and smile. Even when you can't smile, you still smile. 3 years after Shakimia disappeared, Unadilla was in the news after a string of SAs targeting young girls. In July of 2002, 20-year-old Quentin Kendrick, who was one of the last people to see Shy, according to Detective Lambert, pleaded guilty to 16 charges in those attacks, including SA and kidnapping, and he is serving a life sentence. And Kendrick lived about 200 yards from Shakimia at the time. Lambert told Dateline that Kendrick and another unnamed man are persons of interest in Shy's case. Kendrick told a local media outlet that he had nothing to do with Shy's disappearance. And Shy's mom, Veronica, who did grow up with Kendrick's mother and said that he was a friend of her son, does not believe that he was involved. Veronica believes that her daughter is still alive, and she also believes that she may have spoken with her. So in 2022, a woman from Missouri reached out to Shy's family through Facebook, which led to a phone call between Veronica and this woman. And Veronica told Dateline, quote, she said she was Shy. The woman told her that she had been abducted, but she did not recall the details because she was too traumatized. Veronica says, she said, if we never see each other again, I just want you to know that I ain't dead. And she said, and I just want to ease the pain that's in your heart. Now, Veronica says she did believe the woman. She says, it was like when I heard the voice on the phone, it's like the pain, my heart just got relieved. However, Inspector Lambert said a DNA test confirmed that this Missouri woman was not Shakimia. Veronica, in her opinion, says that she doesn't trust the swab test that was done and that the caller knew things that only Shy would know. But LaSwanda, Shy's sister, is not convinced that the woman is Shy. Veronica is still holding out hope that she will one day see her daughter again. So here we are, 26 years later now in 2024, and Shy's family and investigators are still holding out hope. Shakima's mother, Veronica, says this is the last picture that I have of her as she glances down at her daughter's elementary school photo. Veronica has seen the picture go from a school yearbook to the back of milk cartons. The last words the mother of four told her youngest was, I love you. She says, I have to overlive that same date from September 4th, 1998 to now 2024. I feel in my heart that she is still alive. while Shakima, also fondly known as Shasha, was reported missing on September 4th. Police did not start looking for her until 24 hours later, a mistake investigators wish they could take back. Major Randy Lamberth, a Dooley County Sheriff's Office investigator who has been on the case from the beginning, says, would it have made a difference? I mean, that would be hard to say, but we wouldn't be so far behind in what would be the 8 ball. We'd had a better chance. What started as a 5-mile radius search for Shy extended to a 10-mile search involving several local and state resources, from cadaver dogs to helicopter searches. Investigators said the most recent search for Shy was done actually a couple of weeks ago, but still nothing has been found. To this day, investigators don't have any evidence that points to what happened to Shy. Lambert says, beam me up, Scotty. That's almost like what transpired here. I mean, it's like she just vanished into thin air. Right now, with the help of the GBI, investigators are re-interviewing people regarding Shy's whereabouts. They are also persons of interest in the case, and investigators do still believe that Shy was taken by someone that the family knows. Logan Holland, who's a GBI special agent, says, we are actively running leads and we have not given up. Like most cases, Lambert describes Shy's as a puzzle with missing pieces. He says, truthfully, we may be 1 step, 2 steps closer, but those missing pieces of that puzzle are the major pieces. Every year, Shy's family celebrates her birthday in October, and for Veronica, her daughter's 35th birthday will serve as a reminder of hope. She says, I will always have hope. I will never stop believing I will see my daughter again. If you have any information regarding Shakimia's disappearance, call the Dooley County Sheriff's Office at 229-645-0920. Once again, Shakimia Sherez Pate went missing on September 4th, 1998 from Unadilla, Georgia. She was just 8 years old, 4'4" and 95 pounds. She was last seen wearing a neon green button-down Atlanta Braves jersey with red lettering, Levi's jeans, white K-Swiss sneakers, and a leg brace. She has black hair and brown eyes. She had braided extensions in her hair at the time of her disappearance, and her hair twirled in the front with 10 to 12 gold beads. She has a scar along her waistline from prior kidney surgery. Her ears were pierced, and her nickname is Shy Shy. Shakimia suffered from multiple medical conditions, including severe asthma that required at-home breathing treatments. One of her kidneys was underdeveloped from birth, and she also had a weak bladder. A week prior to her disappearance, she had an asthma attack, and she had to be hospitalized. In 1998, because of her bladder problem, Shy had to wear pull-ups, which are designed for potty training. Otherwise, she would have had to use the bathroom every 10 to 15 minutes. She was often fatigued, and she had to wear a leg brace due to a displaced kneecap. And authorities believe that Shakima would have needed regular medical treatment to survive into adulthood. So once again, any information that you have on Shakima's case, her possible whereabouts, what may have happened to her, please call the Dooley County Sheriff's Department at 229-268-4128, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation at 478-987-4545, or the FBI at 202-324-3000. Please give this video a like, leave a comment. The most important thing you can do is share it anywhere and everywhere you can to all your social media platforms to keep Shakima's name out there, her face out there, her story out there, so that she is never forgotten. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you in the next one.